Okay, so if we look at the natural world, right, this is for the Supreme Court. If we look at the natural world, homosexuality is very functional. And as much as I can see the value in human beings analyzing, interpreting themselves as separate from the rest of the natural world, I do think we've overcomplicated things for ourselves. Dolphins engage in homosexuality, they can scare away sharks. I mean, the benefit to us is immense. Bonobos have a stellar track record as parents, and they use sex of various kinds to maintain peace. I can't think of a better way to use sex outside of pleasure than to maintain peace. So long as it's consensual, then and it's also healthful. And I think that the Christian community especially has gotten highly absorbed in its own ideas of health. And if I was the Christian community, I would back off, because that's a lot of responsibility and you don't have the scientific backing, which if I were you, I'd look for the concrete in all things. I would maintain a distance from believing that God will solve everything until you start to help yourselves. And science is a human being's way of manifesting help for themselves. You have to do your part. You have to show that you're needy and that you've done as much as you can. Right? So science is a way of doing that. I'm not saying that you need, that atheism is wrong. I always like Neil deGrasse. I mean, it's always safe with an atheist because you know where they're coming from and you know what they're doing and you know why and you know that they're looking for proof, and it's just very simple and straightforward. The benefits of homosexuality in the natural world should be something we celebrate in the human world as well. We shouldn't get in our own way. I see financial benefit. I see a lot of people who are really driven by their emotions saying no. I don't see a lot of logic. I don't. Because nature has proven to us that sex is not just for reproduction. So when you start to say that it needs to mimic the reproductive sexual act in order for it to be sacrosanct and consecrated through marriage, you're not acknowledging the natural world's intention. And human beings were the last animal to be created by God, as far as we know, as far as what's written down, according to the Torah. So everything else would be what we would use as a guide. No? Does my argument prevent violence against the LGBTQIA community or not? Does your argument against marriage for those people promote violence? So why would we want that? The Supreme Court needs to vote in favor of non-violent activity.